and see Jeremy doing something, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. How can I work something like that into his moveset?
It's exciting to see what Jeremy does tomorrow and what Bill does the next day. It's always a new...
Me too. But not John.
No.
Not so much me.
No. Nobody likes John.
Players who are familiar with the brutes from Halo 2 will notice that these brutes are fully armed, fully equipped, and are not going to be pushovers.
For the game to be interesting, like the guys you're playing against have to be fun to play. Does the profile of the character create an interesting look from afar? Is it fun to shoot at him when he runs around? Do you see his limbs moving up and down because there's things jutting up from the sides?
Rather than make them look like big dumb apes, we want to make them very brutal, pragmatic warriors. And that's really informed a lot of the visual design.
Visually, through the art, we define the different classes. The standard brute has just his normal armor with a very standard helmet. The brute captain has a much bigger headdress. And then the brute chieftains have very elaborate headdresses and very elaborate shoulder pads and armor on them. The interesting thing with some of the ideas that we came up with is not only do we need to figure out how the brutes interact with the other Covenant, but also how brutes interact with brutes. And we developed the idea of the brute pack.
What makes it feel like two characters are aware of each other, deciding to do the same thing at the same time?
Maybe you're kind of come around a corner and see them doing some sort of an activity that has nothing to do with fighting, but it's going to give you sort of more insight into what the brute pack mentality is like.
We have this really brutal behavior now, which is just the chieftain saying, everybody throw a grenade, and as a result, a second later, you have grenades flying in your face.
That's always going to give the player a little bit of an adrenaline rush that, oh my god, now this guy's right up in my face, I have to back up and hit him hard.
When the players kill him, they're like, oh man, I had to kill that guy. And then they go around a corner and there's like 4 more of them standing there, right? And they're like...
I think that the brutes bring out sort of the indignant, self-righteous aspect of a lot of players. So I'm hoping to hear a lot of, take that, and I can't believe that you have invaded my planet and I'm going to throw you off. And we hope to really bring people into the character and the drama of the situation by putting them up against these really brutal characters.